How does that feel? Whoever's challenging me, does that make your bones rattle? Did Nate just drop the people's elbow on you? What up, YouTube? Nate here from thriftdweller, and I'm back with another Top 3 Tuesday versus series. Today on deck, another opponent coming to you all the way from Dallas in the States somewhere. That Dallas Thrifter. Let's hear from the man himself.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be responding to Nate from thriftdweller's top 3 video game finds in the wild. Been following Nate, Lester, and Ian ever since I used to post on my older channel, 64-Bit Fanatic. So when I saw that they were doing this, I wanted to jump in on it. I got my rock tee on today. I'm going to see if I can lay the smackdown on them.
The confidence is high. The swag is on point. He's going to need it. He brought out the rock, which is kind of funny. That'll come into play a little bit later into this video. I noticed that Dallas Thrifter a few years ago already. I occasionally watch his videos. When I was really into like sneakers and things like that, he was showing me where he's from, how much just heat, to borrow a term from the shoe collecting world. He finds some legitimate cool retro clothes and stuff, so check out his channel. It'll be linked in the description below. But yeah, like I said, the confidence is high. The midichlorians look strong in this one. Does he have what it takes to take down Kuya Nate, the king of thrift dwelling? Let's hear from him now. A winner is gonna be me. Good luck to whoever chose video number 2. I'm gonna try a different tactic in this video to defeat you. My list of luckiest finds, the best finds from the wild, focuses not on video games. The title of this video is "That's Not Video Games," as my son would say, who I desperately miss because I'm socially isolating from them. They're upstairs. I'm stuck in my basement. Some people say I'm getting a little bit loopy. We'll see through the duration of these videos. Today's list, as I said, are lucky finds from the wild that aren't necessarily video games or even video game related. I don't know, man. I think that Dallas Thrifter sounds a little strong. So for people who don't know what this video was all about, each of the competitors in today's video have created a list of their top 3 greatest finds ever from the wild. And they're going to compare their third pick to their third pick, their second pick to their second pick, and their first pick to their first pick. And you will decide in the comments below whose list reigns supreme. I didn't explain this properly in the other video. Each of the competitors who are a guest on this show have chosen one of my pre-recorded videos, each of which have a list of 3 of my greatest finds from the wild. So just like you, they're discovering what is on that list. They don't know what I'm going to present on my list. I don't know what they're going to present. Let's experience and enjoy this together. A celebration of the retro video gaming community. Let's go with their third pick, starting with our guest, T3T, that Dallas Thrifter.
So starting off with number 3 is my personal favorite N64 game of all time. But not only did I find it in the wild, I found it complete in box. And that game is going to be Conker's Bad Fur Day on the 64. So the story behind how I got this one is really cool. There's a vendor at this flea market that I go to every weekend, basically. I buy games from him all the time. He had a box full of complete in box 64 games. He asked me like what I thought they were worth. So I was honest with him. I told him how much like everything was worth. He had stuff like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Castlevania, a bunch of other games. And then he had this one, Conker's Bad Fur Day. So I was completely honest with him when he asked me what I thought everything was worth. And after we talked for a little bit, I asked him, what would you take for this one? Because I told him it was my favorite N64 game of all time and I would love to have this one in my collection. He told me, you know what, since you were completely honest with me about everything else and you weren't trying to like, screw me over, I'll let you have this one for 20 bucks. And I was like, are you sure about that? Because I was prepared to spend like big bucks for this one because I needed this one in my collection. And he was like, yeah, you're always here every week. I'm selling stuff to you all the time. You can have this one for 20 bucks. And I was super happy to get this game complete in box for only $20. Cartridge is still like brand new in the plastic still as well. So Conker's Bad Fur Day for 20 bucks is my number 3.
Will your list beat my list? Let's get into it. Number 3 on my list. This is kind of a tie, but it's in the same genre. This was last year, summer. There were just, for some reason, tons of anime DVDs at the thrift store. And this pick is on my list not because of the monetary value of it, but because of the impact that it had on my life. I found one of my favorite shows ever, favorite animes ever. Not that I'm an anime connoisseur, but there was a complete box set. There was multiples of them there. Cowboy Bebop. I think there was like 3 on the shelf. I chose one because I never heard of it before. $7.99 minus 30% off. Brought it home that night. Played it. I was like, damn, this is a really good story. It was made in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And little did I know before I picked it up, it's considered one of the best animes ever made. Like, ever. And to me, on my list, it's like number 3 of my favorite animes that I've ever watched. Because the other, tying for number 3, that I found at the thrift store, I want to say like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I've watched this DVD so many times. It was regular DVD price at the time, $2.99 for Golden Boy. I can't really talk too much about it without being stricken on this video, but check it out, Google it. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. Makes me laugh. To this day, I've watched it at least 4 times a year since I bought it. So this pick, you know, not monetarily based maybe, but more sentimental to me. If you are a fan of any of these animes, please stand up for it in the comments below. Let whoever's challenged me know. You know, these 2 alone are enough to defeat your entire list. You don't start the match with a super kick, okay? He is bringing the heat. But you, ultimately, the viewer out there, will decide in the comments below. Let us know who won the 3rd pick on this video. Do you go with the sentiment of Kuya Nate? Yes, I'm talking about myself in the 3rd person. Do you go with the sentimental pick that he did? Or do you go with that, I guess that Dallas Thrifter's pick is monetarily based and one of his favorite games ever on the Nintendo 64. I got it for a really good price. But you guys decide who won number 3. And while you're typing away, let's check out number 2 on each of our opponents' lists, starting with that Dallas Thrifter.
Coming in at number 2, this is like a more recent find. I think it's just maybe like from a month or 2 ago. So me and my friend walking around the flea market for hours, probably for about 4 or 5 hours. And right when we were about to leave, it was late in the day. I have no idea how this stuff was still like out there. We just happened to walk down this row on our way back to our cars, and we found a table full of sealed games. And they weren't just like any games, they were good games. And the guy wanted $15 a piece for them. I ended up letting my friend take like a majority of them. I just wanted this one in particular. So he got like all the Dragon Quests and everything that were there, but this is the one I wanted. So I got this one for 15 bucks, brand new, sealed. And that's a copy of Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones on the Game Boy Advance for $15. I'm not like the biggest collector of sealed games because I like to play my games. And it just bothers me having sealed stuff that I can't play. I would feel really bad about like breaking the seal on this stuff. But this is just one that I didn't want to let go. So this one's staying in my collection, and that's why this one is number 2 on the list.
Number 2 on this list, I'll go from sentiment to money. Yes, Magic the Gathering was important in my life, but money a little bit more so. At the thrift store, my wife texted me one day. This is the summer of 2019, back when things were things were okay back then. My wife texted me, goes, hey, there's all these Magic cards at the thrift store. Just taking pictures after picture after picture of vintage Magic the Gathering booster cases. And I said, honey, just pick them all up. She spent 40 bucks at Value Village picking up all these like old Magic cards. So I made a video of it. Check it out. I'll link it in the description below. Found these Magic cards at the thrift store, I think is the name of the video. My wife pulled $600 American retail value of Magic the Gathering single cards. There was like cards in there worth 50 bucks, 30 bucks, a lot of $20 cards in there. The grand total at the end of the day was over $600 American. America. Come on, man. In the same video that I'm referencing, I go to the local card store, gaming store, whatever, and I got instant money from it. This one looked a little bit closer, both somewhat monetarily based. You heard that Dallas Thrifter does not like factory sealed games. Feel free to send it Kuya Nate's way. I'll be more than happy to take it. Kuya Nate coming in strong with this pick. I think this one was a little bit closer than the first, or the number 3 was. Let us know in the comments below. Number 2 pick, you got factory sealed Game Boy Advance game or Magic the Gathering cards. What an interesting dynamic this battle has become. Video games versus not video game stuff. I think this is going to be fun. Number 1 is going to be a treat. I guarantee it.
And then coming in at number 1, I still consider this my best video game find ever since I've been doing this in the wild. Story with this one. I knew somebody at the flea market who was selling stuff that he was buying from storage units. So every weekend I would go to him and check if he found any video game stuff. It was always hit and miss, but for some reason this weekend, this was 3 years ago, 2017, he told me he found a game console with a box if I was interested. And I was like, you know what, go ahead and let me see, because I'm always interested in box consoles. And he ended up pulling this out of his truck, a complete in box Virtual Boy. I couldn't believe that this is like the console that he had. Like out of all the consoles, it was this one, the Virtual Boy. Asked him how much he wanted for it, and he told me just go ahead and give him $90, and it was all mine. So of course I gave him the 90 bucks, and that's how I got this complete in-box Virtual Boy in my collection. Actually, when I did find it, it didn't have the Mario Tennis game. I ended up finding that a couple months later at the flea market, but I did eventually find it and complete this. I'm not too sure what these are going for nowadays because I haven't checked in a while, but I know when I found it, it was going for like $350, $400. But this is something that I will never get rid of in my collection because I know I will never find another complete in-box one for only 90 bucks. And that is why this is my number 1 video game find in the wild. So again, shout out to Nate from ThriftDweller for doing this. I consider ThriftDweller like an OG in the video game thrifting YouTube video scene. So it was really cool for me to get to do this. So again, I appreciate it, guys. So back to Nate, I guess.
How does that feel? Whoever's challenging me, does that make your bones rattle? Did Nate just drop the people's elbow on you? Well, get ready, baby. Rock bottom. Probably my greatest find ever from the thrift store, monetarily speaking. 21-inch pythons, baby. In the summer of Rona. It was a hard summer, a hard year for a lot of people this year. Hopefully you're staying safe. Kuya Nate wants you to be safe, be healthy. This summer, I found toys that many people would probably walk by the Barbie area, where my little daughter likes to buy her toys. I ain't ashamed to say it. And I noticed these little, like almost a Polly Pocket size figures, but I'm like, no, that's She-Ra. 2 bags of She-Ra. This is kind of like my conclusion to that story that I started in that pickup video 2 months ago, maybe? Last month? Yeah, 2 months ago. I opened it up. A bunch of really nice She-Ra figures in there. Collectors were pretty hot on it. I think they're still hot on it today, like as the shooting of this video, but at that time it felt like it was really hot. You know, the Toys That Made Us on Netflix, I think was a perfect storm for me just to have found these items. Extremely lucky. Extremely lucky. In that bag of She-Ra figures. One figure in particular, Spinnerella, one of the rarest, hardest to find vintage She-Ra figures out there. Unbeknownst to me at the time what it was worth. Okay, came with tassels, came with her stand. I know people were doubting me online. Nate, I don't know if you're gonna get that kind of money for it. NT1138, I'm not calling you out. I don't fight legends. Launched my eBay store. Well, it was already launched, but I just started taking it seriously. Put this item on my eBay store. 99 cents starting bid. I thought it was gonna be a fun test. So I put it up for auction at 99 cents. Within the span of 2 days, it hits like 400, 500 bucks. Goddamn. 3 days hits. I get a message from one of our viewers on a comment. Hey Nate, just saw the eBay posting. It's up to $1,000. I was like, what the? Hit $1,000 Canadian from 99 cents in 3 days. It stays flat that way. I'm already happy, right? But, you know, the last minute snipers come in. Maybe it'll bump it up a couple more bucks. I know sometimes people don't like to hear these kinds of things, but you need to know the facts if you are to make the call that I won this battle between me and my opponent today. It finished at a whopping $1,500 plus. Like, there's more, but $1,500 for an item that I found in a bunch of other items. You know, I sold all the other items, hit like 60 bucks, paid the bag off in full, right? So that Spinnerella, I'm considering it free. Didn't pay a cent for it or made my money back for it. You know, to me, it's a blessing from God Most High, under God's hot sun, standing on God's green earth. Nate is a happy man, a thankful man. The mana power. Pure luck, pure monetarily based. That is what number 1 means to me on this list of, hey, that's not video games. Very interested to see who my opponent is for this video and what they picked. There you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's battle versus. Again, this is not Bloodsport. This is a celebration of the retro video gaming community, the thrifting community, the retro pop culture collecting community. Damn right I said retro, that's our word. The normies don't understand it. But let us know in the comments below. Pick for pick, track for track. Obviously, it's not music, I know. Who won? Who won? You get to judge it however you want to judge it. It's up to you. The criteria is open. The top 3 greatest finds from the wild. Nate Dogg versus ThatDallasThrifter. I'm just happy I got to witness, guys. I'm just happy I got to witness. That's it for me, Nate. Thank you very much for joining the channel. Let us know in the comments below your pick. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. Check us out next time where we will do a follow-up to this video, addressing some of the comments below. So feel free. Be free. Write what you want to write. And also, don't forget to check out part 1, Nate versus KMD Baby. That was a good battle as well. These are really fun. I'm enjoying making these. Hopefully you're enjoying watching this. Wherever you are in the world, please stay safe. DK all day. Stay strong out there. Remember, catch us on Facebook, facebook.com/thriftdweller. Even if you just want to chat, drop us a line, say hello in our inbox. One of us will get back to you. That's it. Peace.